This is today's vehicle in the summer sales. It is the Senlac, a British Tier 8 light tank, and it's also a premium tank. Don't forget to click on Mission of the Day. I happen to own this tank. I own almost every premium tank. I'm going to give you the gold price here. I'm going to tell you that the tank is okay. I have a lot of wins with this tank. I have a high win rate, but I also got the tank when I moved into an apartment that had a great internet connection, so my win rate was just going up anyway. It is 6,100 gold. The reputation for these British light tanks is the HE rounds. So the gun it comes with does 189 penetration, which is typical for light tanks. 123 with the gold, no, 223 with the gold rounds, which means your gold rounds are going to be equal to the regular rounds for most tanks of Tier 8, and 90 for the HE rounds, which is very high, one of the highest in the game. Got a crew of 3. The problem with the crew of 3, there's a good chance that if one of your crew members goes out, it will be the commander, which means you will lose your spotting ability. Everything overall will suffer. You need a first aid kit with this type of a vehicle. So we're going to add this to comparison. We're going to compare it to other light tanks. I'm going to tell you that I think it's going to end up in the middle. It's not the top Tier 8 light tank. So I happen to like the T92. I do like the HWK30. The LT432 is popular among a lot of players. The Even 90 is difficult to play, and the EBR 75 is one of the best tanks in the game by far. So you can see the penetration is about the same. This is one of the higher penetrating light tanks. And the armor is actually one of the, they're all kind of low, but it's definitely on the low end. The LT432 has the good armor. If you like to dogfight, the LT432 is the tank to get. The top speed, 65, that's pretty good. It's about the average. If you like to scout, you're going to like the EBR 75. It has a high learning curve. ELC Even 90 is good for passive spotting if you like to hide or if you like to cap on frontline. The Bulldog used to be really popular. There are tech tree tanks like the Bulldog. So if you like this type of tank, you can look at the ones in the tech tree and you can get one of those. LT432, good for dogfighting, good for dueling with other vehicles because of the bouncy armor on the front. If you chase after someone, you're going to have an advantage. When they point their gun back at you, they're just going to bounce off of you. Great for frontline. A lot of people love the LT432. I really don't like it that much because I care more about spotting. HWK30, if you like the RU251, it is kind of similar. T92 is my favorite overall because it's small, rather quick. The Senlac, I just had good games with it because I've been playing light tanks for such a long time that I'm just really good with that class of tank. So we'll look at the regular tanks. This is kind of like the Senlac. It's called the LHMTV. I think the Lynx 6x6 is one of the most fun tanks in the game. It doesn't have the steep learning curve that the EBR does, but it's a lot of fun to play. In fact, I would say if you're going to spend money on a tank, try to spend your money to get this. This is totally worth it. The 12T, I haven't played a lot of games with it. I just got the LTTB yesterday. Not a big fan of the HWK. Not easy to drive. And you can see here's a regular Bulldog. These used to have 10-shot autoloaders, but I don't think they do anymore. They took it away for some reason. Okay, so is the Senlac a good tank? Is it worth the money? I believe it was, 6,100? If you don't have any light tanks, I would recommend look at the other tanks first. the British light tank line is not popular. People don't like them. I didn't think it was amazing. The French light tanks are the tops. Americans are pretty good. There's a good thing about the Russians, but you can't beat the French light tanks. They had the speed doctrine for World War II. Senlac, I don't know. You're going to have to decide on your own. It's kind of in the middle. ELC is going to be more at the bottom for enjoyability. I hope that helps you. If you have any questions or comments, please post below. Hey, hey, hey!